Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and this channel is all about helping you refine your personal style and in doing so, increasing your confidence. If you're new here, you are most welcome, and of course a big warm welcome back to all the regulars. It's great to see you here. I work with people all over the world on their style and their mindset through one-to-one sessions or online courses, and of course I have my e-booklets now as well based around the colour seasons. Do check out the links below for all that information. If you like what you see today, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So today's video is another makeup look that I tend to wear when I'm wearing black. I do different looks depending on the colours that I wear close to my face, because sometimes the looks can be fighting for attention. So it all depends on what I'm wearing, how I do my makeup. If you're interested in this look, stay tuned for today's video. Okay, so my skin is prepped and primed. I'm going to use my usual Benefit Stay Don't Stray on my eyes so that my eyeshadow doesn't move about. Dab dab and blend in. Next I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in shade NW20. I could probably do 25 because we're kind of at the end of the summer. My skin tone is a little bit deeper, but it will be okay. There's not a huge amount of difference. So I'm just going to pump a little bit, a pea-sized amount, onto my hands because I don't like a really heavy coverage. And dab dab around the face and down onto the neck. And I will use my blank canvas brush in F20 to blend in. Those of you who are wondering about MAC's colour system, so the NW range is cool. Some people say not warm. It's a little bit confusing, but it is more pink based than it is yellow based. Their NC range is yellow based. I have a whole video on that if you're interested. And for those of you who are new here, I am not a makeup artist. I am an expert in colour theory, which is incredibly important when it comes to doing your makeup. Okay, I think we're nice and blended there. I'm just going to go on my eyes with a light coloured, kind of a nude type of a colour, just as a base, again to secure that eyeshadow in place so that it doesn't end up in your crease. If anybody has oily skin or finds that their eyeshadow just, you know, in an hour or two, all your eyeshadow is actually in the crease of your eye. You really need a good base on your eyes. I'm going to use different colours this time because I'm doing this makeup with wearing black in mind, and I do different makeup when I'm wearing black. So the last video I did was when I was wearing white, which meant I need a really strong lip and I'd go more subtle on the eyes. This time I go a little bit heavier on the eyes and more subtle on the lips. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I have to flip these over because it's a palette of MAC eyeshadows that I've made up myself over time. This one is Quarry, so it's kind of a grey purple. It's a cool colour. See if you can see that. Quarry. So I'm going to go in with that just all over the eye again. Another little base. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this eye look. I'm going to make it up as I go along. And just all over with a small fluffy brush from MAC 213. I'm doing this kind of quickly. And I'm not worrying about any, you know, hard lines of the eyeshadow just yet because I can blend that in later. And I'll do the same on the other side. So I'm already making around the eye a little bit deeper, and I'm going to buff that out with a fluffy brush from MAC, and it's a 217 just around the edges. Now I think we can go in a little bit heavier than that. I'm going to do Satin Taupe from MAC. This is a gorgeous colour. It's kind of a shimmery mushroomy purple, I think is the best way to describe it. So it's just going to add a little bit of sheen on my eyelid. Just adding in a little bit of depth on the eye, building that up. All right. Again, I'm going to buff that out so we don't have any hard edges. So hopefully you can see the coolness of this. These purpley tones are working well on my skin. I think I'll take another purple. This is Blackberry again, MAC. And I've dropped the eyeshadow into this jar and the end of it is magnetic and they're sticking together. I can't get it out. Oh God. Okay, all right. Let's do that again. Blackberry by MAC. And I think I'm just going to take a little tapered brush from MAC 219 and I'm going to kind of almost line the eye now, just along the eyelash. I always found that this, whatever it is about the texture of this particular eyeshadow, it doesn't come onto the brush very easily. So you really don't see it. It's making a little bit of a difference. Okay, I don't think that did a whole lot, but that's all right. I think I'm going to use a liquid eyeliner this time because we are going a little bit heavier on the eyes. Little tip for anybody using eyeliners. If you are not part of those brighter seasons or the darker seasons, a liquid eyeliner can come across very intense, especially if you're using black. If you're using different colors, different story. But if we're talking about black here, liquid can come across quite intense. So if you're a summer or a spring, it could be harsh on you. And I would suggest using either an eyeshadow to do as an eyeliner or a pencil, which you can smudge out. Just gives a little bit of softness. Oh, and by the way, this is a very old, I think it's Anastasia. Do you know what? I don't even know what this is. I bought it in Sephora in the US a while ago. And I'm pretty sure it's Anastasia. And it's not actually black. It's kind of a really deep, gorgeous green. I think now I will do my brows because my eyes are starting to look a little heavy, and if I don't have my brows done, it can start to look out of place and I just don't like that. So I'm using Catrice shade 035. It's kind of a brown black, very deepest brown. I'm just going to set my brows with Catrice Volume and Lift. This is like a clear mascara for the brows, just to lift them up. I don't tend to put eyeshadow on the bottom lid because I feel like it kind of drags my eyes down and I don't want to do that. So all I'm going to do is wipe under my eyes to make sure that I haven't got any of that dark eyeshadow that's fallen down. Clear that off with my foundation brush, and then I'm going to use my Sculpted by Amy Brighten Up Concealer in shade Beige, and dab, 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 dab. And I use my fingers for this, the warmth of my fingers, my ring finger generally, and just blend that out. And the edges I just take up towards that last bit of brow, cleaning up the lines there, switching fingers in case the eyeshadow gets on them. What I might do actually is I'll do an eyeliner instead of an eyeshadow under the lower lash line, because I can get that closer, you know, in the waterline. So I'm going to use this, I think it's Chanel, and it's Le Crayon Colle in Noir. Excuse my pronunciation. So I'm going to put this on the lash line. Making a feature of the eyes, which means I don't go heavy on the lip, because otherwise it can just be all a little bit too much. Like, where do we look? It's all going on. We don't want that. And to set under the eyes, I'm using Amazing Matte in Jane Iredale, this loose powder with a fluffy brush in under the eye. Put that everywhere as well so I don't get any shine. Mascara is next. I'm using Catrice Glam & Dull False Lashes Mascara in black, I presume. Yes. So I definitely reserve this more for an evening time look, especially, you know, if I am wearing black. It just has this kind of sultry sexiness, I suppose, which is nice for the evening time. It's just all about the eyes. You'll notice as well, my nails are this kind of a very light, icy purple, which is of course part of the Cooler family. A medium to high contrast against my skin, really pops off my skin. And that is perfect for my winter colouring, and it's in my palette. So easy once you know your colours. Actually, there's a bit of a purple theme going on here with my eyeshadows and nail varnish. And I'll probably do a second layer of mascara once that is set. Now, I was going to use a different blusher because last time someone told me off for sharing products that were discontinued. I'm not here selling products. So, you know, I was going to go in with NARS Orgasm, which is in bits right now. It's, you know, fading away. But that is going to be too pink. I'd still rather I use my Azalea Blossom from MAC, which is discontinued, but I'm not here selling products. So, you know, you can find alternatives. And by the way, I give lots of alternatives in my e-booklets if you're really curious, my colour analysis e-booklets. But I really like this, and it works because it's an ombre effect between the pink down into the purple. It will work perfectly with what I've got going on here. This is not an overly obvious blush. I was going to do a contour actually. Should I do a contour first? Yeah, maybe I will. Haha, mixing it up. I'm going to do a little bit of contour on the cheeks, and I'm going to use Sosu by Suzanne Jackson Contour Cool. People are always asking me, well, what about, you know, contour for cool people, or blush, sorry, not blush, bronzer, oh my God, bronzer for cool people. There is such a thing, but you just have to make sure that you get the cool tones. So this is a cool tone, believe it or not. I can see it here. There's very little warmth in this. It's very kind of greyed out, and I just got it all over my finger. So I'm just going to use it in under the jaw, not the jawline. I really can't speak today. Just there, and maybe under the jawline as well. Let's go down the nose. And sure, why not? We'll keep going. We'll just put some up here as well. Usually I would use one of those sponges, which I don't have to hand right now. So what I'll do is I'll use my foundation brush just to blend it in. It's looking a bit scary right now. But yeah, buffing that in gives a bit of definition to my face. Again, this is really not something I would do on a normal day-to-day look. It's very evening, but for demonstration purposes, we'll just go for it. I always think I'm going to forget the jawline because I can't see it when I'm looking face on. Great, so that's just added a little bit of definition to my face. And now we'll go back to our blush, which again is Azalea Blossom. It is discontinued, but if you're curious about lots of different things about your colours, like fabric choices, nail colours, makeup, I've also added sunglasses, eyewear into that as well. Kabuki brush to blend everything in. I'm going to do one more round of mascara, I think. Some of you may have noticed that I got my hair cut recently. I cover things like face shape and what suits face shape in terms of earrings, eyewear, haircuts in my online course, The Secrets of Effortless Style, if that is of interest to you. That course is really suited to somebody who already has a great foundation in their style, or who has completed my first course, Streamline Your Style. Okay, I'm liking where this is going. Next, lips, and the last thing really, lips. And for this, I did say I wasn't going to go super bright, but I still want something on my lips. Oh, I just sneezed and my mascara's gone under my eye. Oh God. Okay. When this happens, don't panic. Get your foundation brush or your finger or a little a cotton swab, which I don't have to hand at the moment. That's okay. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. Okay. So first of all, I'm just going to give my lips some moisture with this Blistex Lip Brilliance. What shade is it? It doesn't actually have a shade, but it's kind of like watermelon, I guess. I think it actually is smelling like watermelon. For the lips, I am going to do a lip liner first of all. And I'm going to use one of my favorites, which is Soar, S-O-A-R, from MAC. With a little bit of a pinky tone in this, kind of pinky mauvey purple. So I've just done the outline of my lips, and now I want to get the right lipstick. So I'm going to use Bobbi Brown Plum Rose. Many of you, when I wear this in my videos, you want to know what I'm wearing. This is it. So you can see that it's cool first of all, and it's quite soft and gentle. So this would be perfect for someone in the summer season as well, or for a winter who doesn't want loud lips. A good daytime lipstick perhaps. That's even a little bit loud. So I'm gonna dab it off onto my hand because I don't want it to be that obvious. Remember, when you're applying your makeup as well, the way you apply something is also very important. So if you're like in a gentler season like summer, which is light and soft and cool, you may wish to just apply your lipstick like dab, dab, dab instead of a full application like I just did, because inevitably it's going to come out with more punch. And when you're in those gentler seasons, you can very easily look overdone with your makeup. And as far as I know, nobody wants to look like they've overdone their makeup. And that is the look that I would usually do when wearing black or some kind of deeper colour, where there's kind of enough going on in terms of depth in my outfit. I don't need the lips to be loud because they're fighting for attention then, but the depth around the eyes works to tie everything together. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to give some super thanks, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you again next week with another video. Take care. Bye bye.